You lose her a little more every time you don't answer. You lose her a little more every time you cancel plans. You lose her a little more every time you choose someone else when the only person she's ever chosen is you. My mom reposting this, even though she's the one that didn't want me. Okay, we're off to a strong start with this one. Because, I mean, this post in general just sounds so pretentious. Because it's true, sure. Like, if you keep showing someone that they don't mean that much and just like cancel plans last minute and like don't even answer them when they text you, or sure, like someone's not gonna deal with that forever. So kind of, but the way you wrote it, just it seems weird already. But then reposting it as someone who is kind of literally the type of person that doesn't even want their own kids. If you're posting this as someone who like gave your kids away to grandparents because you didn't want to deal with them, and then later pretend like they owe you everything even though you never took care of them, it seems kind of weird, man. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Just in case any of you are starting to feel a little bit insane, watch this video, because these people are so unhinged that you'll feel better about yourself, I guess. But anyways, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some interesting content. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go. My mom embarrassing herself on Facebook, assuming everyone thinks the same way as her. Still true. Oh my god, you shared a memory from 2011. Okay, wow. My promise to my children: I'm your parent first, your friend second. I will stalk you, flip out on you, lecture you, drive you insane, be your worst nightmare, and hunt you down like a bloodhound when needed, because I love you. When you understand that, I will know you're a responsible adult. You will never find someone who loves, cares, and worries about you more than I do. I am so worried for these people already. Because what? I'm not a parent. But I am, you know, this is not good parenting. This is not it. You know, go back to the drawing board, try again. But legit, the whole, oh, I will stalk you, I will not give you privacy because I care about you, seems so common, and it's just so wrong. No. And in 2011, a lot more people might have actually agreed with you, but I feel like, especially now, people are not gonna agree with you. My mother, mad that I made a post about my gender reveal being ruined because she started telling people the gender. Well, because she likes to put things out on Facebook but not really speak what's on her mind, I will. The person she's referring to is me, her mother. She was upset because I told her sister. So one other person knows. I doubt that ruined the reveal. It is really nobody else's business. Sorry to have upset you yet again. But as to not ruin the rest of your reveal or upset you, I will not be attending. I will drop my stuff off to you when you go out for work some morning. Funny how what someone says or does makes you feel, huh? No comment from anyone else, please, as I will not argue or respond to you. Hope you have a good time. Well, that's rude as shit, and you actually are in the wrong. If you were trusted to keep your mouth shut, then that's what you should have done. It isn't your pregnancy, and this whole comment is screaming gaslighting to me. Sorry that happened to you. Try and still have a good time. Don't let one negative... Okay. If you're the person... I mean, do I think gender roles are generally just stupid and unnecessary? Sure. But if you want to do it, and you go the harmless route and just bake a cake or something, and someone has to tell this baker what color he needs to put inside, you know, maybe just keep that color to yourself. Sure, you just told one other person. But A, you never know who that person might tell, but I'm hoping her sister is not a dickhead and didn't tell anyone else. Just keep it to yourself, man. Like, just... That's kind of the entire point, is that everyone finds out together. And everyone means everyone. What are you doing? Literally. And then kind of making a comment like this and be like, now, okay, just to clarify, she is talking about me. Listen, this a pregnant woman, she just wanted to rant that something happened to her that she was mad at. It's her Facebook. She can do that. Like, who cares, right? But for you to go like, yes, she's talking about me, but I am the real victim here because I'm being made out to seem like a bad person. Well, guess what? The thing you did is shitty. No one's saying you're an awful person. But you're kind of qualifying yourself as one right now. Okay, this is someone's conversation with their mother-in-law, I think, about their kid. Good morning. I keep meaning to ask you, are you continuing to homeschool your kid? No, I'm not homeschooling him anymore. He started preschool this week. He loves going to school and being in that environment. It is really good for him and he always tells me how happy he is to go. Okay, I just wondered, is it Bible-based? No, schools like that around here cost a lot of money. The teacher he has this year are awesome. They're helpful, caring, kind, and inclusive. I plan on volunteering in his classroom sometime and tagging along on field trips. Great, that's the best thing if you have to go public. Stay involved and know what's going on. I'm praying for you all day, every day. Do they require vaccines? As you know, the son's cousin still has a speech impediment because of vaccines. Research. Blessings to your tribe. Listen, I get that if you're family, you might be worried about someone and might not understand every choice someone is going to make with their children because you probably would have made a different choice. And if you want to pray for them and pray for their well-being, okay. But it is not your place to kind of try to gently, or in this case, this doesn't even seem like you're trying to gently push them in one direction. It just seems like, okay, no, but I am right. Vaccines are evil, and you better be involved and teach them the Bible. And I would prefer it if you would take him out of school again, because public schools are evil. And that, in your mind, is the only right standpoint. You're not even allowing for it, okay? This is the right choice for me and my children, because I get to make that choice about my children, which generally, it seems weird that anyone can just homeschool their kids, by the way, but never mind. But just to push that on other people is really not your place. That's weird. I gave the sperm donor one last chance. Hey, I've regularly been doing one-on-one therapy, along with weekly Zoom group. I am sober, though 2.5 months ain't much compared to those other long stretches before I blow it and have a day. At the beginning, you were a big topic in my therapy. I haven't reached out to you since because I need to stay in this healing space, and truly and honestly, my feelings about you and our interactions fucked me up. That last moment on the couch with your sister and you telling me about jerking off and cheating on your stepmom on her Memorial Day was enough for me. I'm out. I think your heart and soul is screwed. The kicker is how much you need for me to be the one that screwed it. You will realize one day that it's not me. I know this to be true. I know you said that I'll end up without family. That's going to need to be okay. I love you as much as I've ever loved you, but it's time for me to let go. You keep murdering me, not as strong as you think I might be. I need to tap out to feel okay again. Okay. This reaction is the reaction of a person who literally wasn't expecting anything from you anymore. And I feel like this response or this whole text was probably somewhat along the lines of something they would expect for you, and they didn't expect anything better. They didn't expect you to suddenly become a rational person, apparently. Because listen, honestly, as a parent, there are a lot of things you can do that will screw your child up. And a lot of people in general have literally no self-awareness. So, do I think it is definitely entirely possible that you screwed your kid up? Yeah. Do you apparently also have a lot of issues, which might stem from you being mistreated by your parents? Maybe, sure, you definitely do have issues. And I'm not saying dealing with being an alcoholic is fun, because it definitely isn't, and you literally deserve to get the help you need to get over it, because that's just not great for you, you know? So I do generally still wish you get help, but it's still weird. And yeah, you're gonna have to learn to be okay to not have family in your life. Yeah, and you're probably gonna spend your whole life believing that it isn't your fault. And that's just a shitty thing that happened to you. Go off. Listen, your kid gave up that you would ever see, like, actual truth. So, yeah, good luck with that. Okay, this is another incredible parent, and usually, like, if there are still usernames, I will blur them out. Usually they're already blurred out. I'm still gonna include a picture because this dude included a picture, and for context, it's gonna be important. But let's see all that the mother has to say first. I want to make myself perfectly clear to all residents of this. Beginning at 12:30 p.m., September 6th, oh god, this is recent. Okay. I will not acknowledge nor speak to anyone who has allowed their personal hygiene to reach the depth of disregard and disrespect for oneself and others with allowing your mop of disgusting hair to reside as it does. It speaks volume about you and your lack of self-esteem to care enough about yourself to be presentable. Absolutely unprofessional on every level. It is beyond all aspects of decent humanity. Announcement made loud and clear. This includes being seen in public in the presence of the disrespect of oneself. There has been more than enough time to figure out a plan, get things scheduled and executed and fucking done. Okay, posting pictures of a hair salon or something, okay? Pretty obvious, absolutely no excuse for an unkempt look that says to someone they don't give a shit about their appearance. Why give someone the chance to check the box with appearance both in clothing and grooming? Unhealthy, nasty hair. Going into having a perm will be a shock to you to learn that much of the split end garbage needs to be cut off first. You have done zero to maintain or manage it. It shows. And without a stylist with any knowledge or experience, you have many times led to a very, very bad outcome. You'll pay the price, you'll see, and you'll hate it. Perms are very hard on your scalp and can fry even healthy hair. Many people experience hair loss from them. Hope you have a very knowledgeable and experienced person. If not, you will regret it, guaranteed. Any curls will shorten length by minimum 3 to 4 inches. They are not the answer for receding hairline. I will guess your consult answered those questions. And for reference, this is the dude who has apparently completely disgusting hair. This is just the dude with mid-length hair. And listen, sometimes before you want to do a hairstyle, you kind of gotta let it grow out, and it's kind of at an awkward length. You know, it's at an awkward length. I'm sorry, dude. But I get what you're going for. If you just want to go in to get a perm, you kind of do need some hair length, because otherwise that won't work. So letting it grow out to a kind of awkward length seems fair, but this does not look like he's not taking care of it, or like he's not even trying to style it, because he does. There's not much you can do with hair of this length, but he's making sure it's washed, that it's looking clean, and that it's somewhat styled and not just like hanging all over his face all the time. What more do you want? Are you mad that he's growing his hair out? Are you worried that he's gonna grow it out longer? Or do you just want to be an absolute little shithead and question anything your child does, even though he's like in his 20s or late 20s? I am awful at guessing age. I am so sorry if I'm getting it wrong. But he's definitely an adult, and you're still this this worried about what this man does with his hair? Okay. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's normal behavior. What my mom posted on her story on Facebook. Brainwashing is brainwashing. Because brainwashing your kids into believing that some humans aren't actual humans, they're inhuman scum and deserve to be killed or eliminated from society is the same as believing everyone has the right to be themselves and love who they love. Sure, absolutely the same thing. Because guess what? What none of you seem to understand, apparently, or at least the people who repost these kind of things, is one of these is rooted in hate and the other in love. So, not a difference at all. No. Okay, my folks often randomly send me messages about vaccinations. I was encouraging them to vaccinate my little brother so he can go to high school. As an adult, you are free to decide to vaccinate. However, the Cleveland Clinic reported in a study that the mRNA vaccine does not prevent infection, nor does it prevent the spread of COVID. The Cleveland Clinic is the most respected medical group in the world. Also, viruses do not want to kill their hosts. They want to reproduce, so as they mutate, they will become less virulent with each new strain. But every time you get a booster, you're lowering your natural immunity that the body provides you to fight disease. That is why the vast majority of people getting COVID 2 or 3 times are the exact people who have been vaccinated twice and have had 2 boosters and wear their masks in their car as they drive by themselves. Even Fauci has admitted that the masks don't work. As an adult with underage children under my care, I feel the moral obligation to protect them. As an adult, if you choose to be a test subject and get injured, well, that is on you and you can live with the consequences of your free choice. Even if you are being manipulated by Bill Gates and Fauci. But don't undermine my ability to protect my underage son. That's a lot of words for thanks for your input, but I stand behind the decision I made. Because listen, that's the thing. If you want to say COVID is bullshit and you don't need a vaccine, that's your right. Like, listen, I'm honestly not even coming for it. But the thing is, you're also just constantly trying to prove everyone wrong and making everyone who got the vaccine out to seem like an absolute idiot. And it's like, no, but I stay strong and I'm like a wolf and y'all are like sheep that you're just following the masses. That's what I have the issue with. Not the fact that you went like, oh no, I didn't get a vaccine. Like, I really don't think it's necessary, or I researched for myself and I think it's better to not get one. If you just say that, cool. If you say, I would never get the vaccine, cool. If you say, I don't want my underage child to get one, technically that is your right as a parent. Okay. But then you're making everyone else, or like trying to make everyone else feel like an absolute idiot and trying to come for them or the choice that they made the vaccine. It's like, well, if you die from it, that's on you. That's what I have the issue with. Like, generally, if you just say, yeah, no, we're not gonna vaccinate him, like, I stand by that choice. Okay, whatever, but y'all. I found this on Facebook. Question for my fellow moms. My eldest son, Gabe, who's 16, has been inviting his friend Sam over almost every night for the past month. I've heard strange noises coming from his room when Sam's visiting, and he's constantly on his phone talking to him. What does this mean, and how can I get it to stop? Why do you want to stop it? Do you want to stop it because you're worried he's gay? Is that it? You don't want him to do gay stuff? Because, oh no, this person makes your son feel good about themselves. Because obviously, like, if you keep inviting them over, or you're constantly like talking to him on the phone, you definitely like this person and you definitely feel comfortable around them. And whether or not they're dating or hooking up, listen, they're both 16. If they are gay, they are probably hooking up. But what are you so worried about? That it's gay? Okay. Sure. Listen, if you try to stop it, your son has found a person they really like. And that they really like spending time with, obviously. And you wanting to stop that seems really weird. My mother-in-law always has to have the last word. Hey, can we also please not leave the backyard door open all day? We've been noticing more big roaches in the house. The dogs will definitely let you know when they want back in, even if the doors are closed. Sure, thank you. By the way, I like the door open sometimes. I always have left my door open when I felt like it. Okay, no one's saying you can't open your back door and leave it open for a while, because yeah, sure, leaving a door open and a window somewhere else is a great way to get like some fresh air into the apartment. And especially if it's like not so incredibly hot outside, it might actually cool the house down a bit. Sure, you can do that. No one's saying you can't open the door or you can't leave it open a bit. But yeah, if you do leave it open all day, chances are you will get a lot more insects and roaches and shit inside. No one wants that. That's all they were saying, is like, hey, don't leave it open all day, please. You could have just said, yeah, sure. I will use it to let in air sometimes, but I'm not going to leave it open all day because, okay, I didn't think about the insects, but well, no, you just want to be rude about it. All right. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is all the people I can take. Because, see, this is what I mean. A lot of people don't really have self-awareness, and it's kind of difficult. And like, even when I am talking to someone, I sometimes realize that I seem like I have no self-awareness. But see, I don't think these people have it. Like, I don't think these people notice. You know? And honestly, for most of these people, I would literally give up hope that they will ever change. Listen, if you're that invested in your son not having the haircut you want, and wanna cut off contact with him or shame him in like a 5-hour text about having said hair, that is not normal behavior. That is not a matter of, hey, son, I think you'd look different with a better hairstyle. Like, what is going on with your hair? Like, are you growing it out? Or like, what's your plan? I mean, they're an adult, it's none of your business. But if you're just like curious about it, maybe if you ask them what's going on. But what is with these people? My God, I honestly, I find myself being surprised at people who do actually have good relationships with their parents, because I'm like, how? How? Because I've seen too many of these parents, and a lot of kids luckily realize that a lot of things their parents do isn't automatically right just because they're parents. You know. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here before we lose more brain cells. I hope y'all feel sufficiently more sane now, I guess. And I hope you're hydrated. And I'll be back in a few days with my next video.